Yo.
Happy birthday, Jerry Reinsdorf. He just he celebrated another birthday. Not going anywhere anytime soon. Very vibrant in Chicago.
R.I.P. to Gene Hackman too.
Yes.
Yeah. R.I.P. Yeah.
Him, his wife, and his dog. R.I.P.
Unpopular take. Wasn't a fan of Hoosiers. That's not even his best sports movie.
No, not very unpopular at all. I think Hoosiers is vastly overrated.
Yes.
What is his best sports movie?
The Replacements.
I've never seen either one.
That's a take.
Yeah. Watch The Replacements. It's a good movie. It's better than Hoosiers.
Is it just because it's called Hoosiers? If it was called Wildcats, would you like it?
Hoosiers is corny, man.
It's corny. Indiana basketball.
It's
right?
corny. It's Have you even watched Hoosiers?
No, I've never seen it.
And I'm not. That's not even a wow. I don't even blame you for that. It's just
I've heard of it.
I mean, because I know you're a basketball guy.
I think I want to start off right here by asking this one simple question. Now that Zach LaVine's gone, is Angel Reese the biggest name in Chicago basketball? Not even just Chicago basketball. Is she the biggest name in Chicago sports?
Her or Caleb?
Caleb is very popular. He is provocative. But I think you can say the same thing about Angel. But I think Angel is I just think she's got something else that Caleb ain't did yet. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the McDonald's meal she got. I don't know.
Yeah, her name is everywhere. I'm seeing her name a lot more than Caleb.
I would assume that Kobe took over the city by now, Chicago Kobe. But yeah. Shout out to Angel Reese, and shout out to Angel Reese doing things this offseason, man. I thought this would have been like a offseason for her that's going to be kind of low key. She was rehabbing that injury that ended her WNBA season kind of early. Working on her game. She's doing Unrivaled, and she had the podcast, and her podcast is doing extreme numbers. It's very
cheat code.
Well, I ain't gonna go that far, right? But I listened to a couple episodes. I like it. It's decent. But yeah, she's
heavy on the ads when you listen to it.
Yeah, of course. No. That's how you get paid.
She already getting money. She don't need ads.
Nah, she getting more money. You ain't never enough. Shout out to Elon. Ain't never enough money, ain't never enough kids. So her off season has been very interesting to me. Like I said, I thought it would have been low key because she's rehabbing that injury that ended her rookie season. But she's balling. Have you been paying attention to her on Unrivaled?
Mm-hmm.
She led her team to beat my favorite Unrivaled team. With Fee and Skylar, they were undefeated. The Owls. Not Candace, but 3, 2, 1. Angel walked up and said, "Nah, give me all that." She had a 2020 game.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. She had 2020.
She's still out there putting up numbers, man. The haters always talking about, man, all she do is rebound her own misses.
Right.
Man, that's a skill, dog. Charles Barkley in the Hall of Fame for doing the same thing. You ain't like that take, huh, Rick? It's the truth, though.
No.
I thought that was more of a Moses Malone thing.
True, not him too. Yeah, him too. He in the Hall of Fame for the same thing. Him, Willis Reed, Chuck.
Speaking of Hall of Fame, shout out to Tarasi.
Ah, yes.
Tired goat.
DT. We saw it coming, man. No pause. We saw it coming after that last game she played. It felt like a swan song. It felt like the end of an era. Well, it felt like the end of her career.
Mm-hmm.
And and this week, she let it be known, right?
White
I'm gonna run off. Let's
Whoa.
cool out.
What?
What you mean?
He said, "Let's go."
On the tribute, they called her the White Mamba.
It's not a thing.
The real White Mamba.
No.
White Mamba.
There's already a White Mamba.
Scalabrini?
Scalabrini, yes.
Scalabrini.
Respect Scal, one of the GOATs.
I still remember that one-on-one. Somebody thought they could take him, and he killed him.
Wow, he killed a bunch of dudes.
Yeah, he killed a bunch. Like they thought he was a bum.
I think that was like for a TV. I think he
like,
did it for a TV show, and I think he did it like on his own.
He
did
just randomly.
He killed dude. He like, I'm an NBA player, dude. We are not the same.
Yeah, I think I do remember the TV show you're talking about, Zeke. I think he
Pros versus Joes. I think.
Yeah, something like that. I know
There was a bunch of athletes against regular dudes.
Right. He lined up a whole bunch of guys and just went to work on them.
Awesome.
Yeah, yo. Hey, yo.
Went to work. That's what.
Hey, don't edit that out. Hey, leave it as is.
That's where.
Hey, leave as is. We want you to F up on here as well.
Whoa, are you accusing me of taking mine out? Whoa,
yeah.
Pause.
Whoa, wait, getting more egregious here.
Come on, man. I don't dirty delete. What kind of nonsense is that?
Dirty delete.
So back to Diana, 3 championships at UConn, 3 world championships with the Phoenix Mercury, and that's not it. She's already the all-time scoring leader in the WNBA. She's got 3 FIBA World Cup gold medals, 6 Olympic gold medals, 13 total gold medals, 4-time basketball female athlete of the year, and a career record with USA Basketball of 170-11.
What's her record at UConn? She was undefeated one of them years, or maybe a couple.
She's probably undefeated a couple of years. I'm gonna look that up right now. But the question I have for you all is: could you make a legit argument for anybody other than her being the GOAT, women's basketball GOAT? And I want to preface this with WNBA era, because I don't think it's fair to go back into the Cheryl Miller years and all that stuff, Shirley's and all that stuff. Just WNBA era, just 1995 up till present. Is there any legit argument to take anybody over her?
The first name that come to mind is only Candace, and I don't even think Candace touches her. Pause.
Yeah,
that's the only person I could think of. I mean, like in women's basketball, I don't know as a historian like you are, Pay. But Cheryl Swoop's history is also remarkable. I don't even think it's as decorated as Taurasi.
Yeah, I think Taurasi got the longevity. Yeah. I would have said Maya Moore, but she stopped early.
Yeah,
I think her college career was nice too, though, right?
Maya Moore,
yeah. Maya Moore got 2 championships at UConn.
Oh, she has got 2. Oh, yeah, she was UConn too. Yeah.
Dude, if you're good, you just go to UConn.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
that's the system.
Well, speaking of that, UConn Hoopers, Breanna Stewart, I think she was undefeated.
Yeah.
I think 3 years out of her time in UConn. She won a championship every year.
So she stayed all 4?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's part of the course.
Yeah. I thought you could do 3.
Nah, I mean, no. In women's, they usually just stay 4.
Oh.
It's just recent that they just started early.
Okay. But you got to stay at least 3, right?
Yeah, Juju is going to stay 3. She still got 1 more year.
Mm-hmm. After this year?
Yes.
Hey.
No, I think it's still 4. I mean, I think you still got to do it. I think you have to graduate. That was the rule. You had to graduate before you can enter the WNBA draft.
I mean, I guess that's good, but
Good, is it?
Hey, finish school.
What?
Good example for the kids.
What?
What kids? Whose kids?
Kids that's watching them.
Good example. It's all about getting
finish
paid.
school.
Nah,
it ain't all about.
Well, I mean, let's be real here. I mean, we're talking about women's basketball. Ain't too many people watching. I mean, now they are, but beforehand, they weren't really watching.
Now they probably making more money in college too.
Of course.
NIL, so I mean, they probably want to stay longer.
The select few are making some good money in college.
I know Juju getting money.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she getting broke off. No Diddy. But Diana Taurasi, her career at UConn, her freshman year, they went 32-3.
Damn.
And they won the Big East.
That's a lot of losses.
3 losses is a lot.
That's a lot for UConn.
But remember her, she had teammates of Shea Ralph, Sue Bird, Swin Cash, Tamika Williams, Aisha Jones, just to name a few. Her sophomore year, 39-0. Okay. Won the championship. Mm-hmm. Junior year, 37-1.
She only lost 4 times in college.
Won the championship. Senior year.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about senior year.
Yeah, okay. Mr. Graduate. Senior year, 31-4. Won the championship.
4 losses?
What's that, about 8? Less than 10 losses, ain't it?
Still, though. I'm telling you, someone else has a better... I'm telling you, Paige might even have a good win-loss record in her career.
Paige, not better than. I don't think it's better than that.
Paige Bucher hasn't lost a lot,
but she ain't won the championship though,
right?
No, she hasn't won, huh?
Yeah, so she ain't won none yet, right? Did she win one? She hasn't won any.
I don't think. Paige.
No.
Oh wow.
UConn ain't won. It's almost been about 10 years since UConn's won the title.
Damn. Yeah. South Carolina was winning. Mm-hmm. They won a couple, right?
Couple more than that. Don Staley to go.
Don Staley got foot on next.
She on Gino's, proverbial backside.
And Taurasi only got 1 MVP. 2-time Finals MVP though.
Mm-hmm. Which is why I bring up Maya Moore as being in a conversation for a GOAT. Her in her short stint as a professional basketball player in the WNBA, it rivals Diana. Diana got all the longevity awards and everything else. I mean, shout out to her and shout out to her for all that. Yeah. 20 years would do that for you. But Maya Moore got 3 titles, a couple MVPs, Rookie of the Year, all in 8 seasons, I believe.
Damn.
She was out there killing. And like I said, Maya Moore, she also did her thing at UConn too. So it's up there. But I don't think, to answer my own question, I think if you're going to have the conversation for women's GOAT, in fact, I will put Diana Taurasi in the conversation for basketball GOAT, genderless.
Yeah, you could do that.
But if you're going to have a conversation about, women's basketball GOAT, just WNBA era, it's got to at least begin with Diana Taurasi. Yeah.
She never averaged 30 though.
Who, Maya Moore?
Taurasi.
Well, no, she never averaged 30.
No one averages 30 in women's basketball.
She got 25. 3rd year.
I don't think that's. I think someone has averaged 30 before.
Really?
I'm not
who that could be.
I don't know. I want to say I've seen it before. I can't think of any names right now. Maybe Angel McCoughtry when she played for Atlanta. Maybe. But other than that, then I don't know.
Nah, Maya Moore didn't do it.
No, Maya Moore didn't do it. Maya Moore had a little bit of super team, so. But that's common in WNBA. Everybody got super teams. Staying with women basketball before we pivot over to college and some other stuff going on in the Chicago scene. The Sky. They've had a good off season, just like Angel Reese has had a good off season. The Sky's had a good one. They just traded their number 3 pick in this upcoming draft for Ariel Atkins.
Ain't this supposed to be a strong draft though?
No.
Or is that next year?
Next year, well, this year you're going to have names like Paige Bruckers and I think old girl Olivia Miles out of Notre Dame. I think she's also eligible. Don't quote me on that. I think she is, but Paige Bruckers is the cream of the crop in this draft.
Oh, okay.
So unless you have the number 1 pick, pack it up.
Yeah, that's all. Because I saw a lot of people upset about them trading the pick away. I didn't know how strong the draft was. Like, hey, what are they doing?
Yeah, a lot of people still. I mean, people are getting onto the bandwagon, but people still are doing that thing where they cross-pollinate sports. Not to say basketball. Basketball is basketball, right? But the NBA and the WNBA are not the same league. A number 3 pick in the NBA, you don't trade that, right?
You're right.
But in the WNBA, first round picks get cut, don't make teams all the time.
Oh, yeah, right. That's true.
I mean, it's very common. I mean, because Angel Reese, she was drafted at number 8. She was number 8 pick, right? I think number 7 or 8, one of those, right? That's the back half of the first round. Mm-hmm. She was damn near a second round pick, pretty much. So, because there's only 12 teams in the league.
Yeah.
So,
she was 7 pick.
Right. So when you think about it like that, you know that first round picks don't make squads all the time. And definitely if second round or later, it's really a crapshoot. It's still the league is still too small to house average players. You got to be really good to make the WNBA. So number 3 pick in a draft where you only got like maybe 2 bona fide names. Yeah, I'll take Ariel Atkins. Ariel Atkins is a beast. Mm-hmm. Somebody asked me, one of our homies in the group chat on the channel, he asked me, how do you compare this? Put this in NBA terms so I can understand. And I told him Bradley Beal. Atkins with the Washington, I forget their name right now, but anyway, with Washington, Mystics. Yeah, Ariel last year with the Washington Mystics. Washington pretty much for the first 60% of the season, they were bummy. They were hurt, and she was just getting buckets out there on a bad team, like Bradley Beal. Remember? So
yeah,
them going to get Ariel Atkins, it helps them get to move up that notch. You remember the Sky, they barely missed the playoffs. They missed on the last day of the season. I expect this addition to help boost them. And with the, you assume that Angel and, their new coach and some other things going on, they take a next step and they get into the playoffs. It's going to be a nice shot for the Sky.
They got a new coach this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sky, the new coach, are you confident in the coaching? Like, getting them to achieve what they need to achieve and excelling?
Well, I don't really know much about the new coach. I know it was some locker room tensions with the prior coach, Teresa Weatherspoon, former point guard for the New York Liberty. Mm-hmm. So that may have held them back. So a different voice might be a reason to propel them forward. And, sports is crazy like that, but we shall see how it works, how it manifests on the court from an X's and O standpoint and from a, rotation standpoint, because that's some of the things that's held them back last year too. I thought they had funny rotations, that and the Fever. I'm glad the Fever fired their coach too. So we shall see, to answer that question. It's a question mark at this point.
And then are you like Camilla next year? You want to see her take that net? Like, what do you expect from Camilla? Like, she was a higher draft pick than Angel, right?
Yeah, I want her to stay healthy because And a lot of people thought Angel was just a college player, right? She may pop off in the league, she may not. So that's how she ended up falling into the draft. And not to say that anybody drafted in front of her aren't deserving. Camilla is one of those players who are very deserving. She's a big body, and she's got an all around game, more so than Angel does. Mm-hmm. But she was hurt coming into the season. She was off and on during the season. So if she can have a healthy season this year, that's another step in the right direction for this guy. I mean, no one's beating the Aces this year. I mean, or the Lynx. I mean, that's they certified. The Aces are a super team upon super teams.
So it's just like the NBA, where it's only like 3 or 4 teams that really can compete for the championship.
Yeah, I think it's just like the NBA, just like Major League Baseball. Other than the NFL, it's really just players stacking up. You stack up talent, and everybody else is just playing for next year. And that's been it's really been the story for the league their whole existence, 30 some odd years. You had the Houston Comets 4 straight championships because they had Tina Thompson, Cheryl Swoops, Cynthia Cooper, all Olympians. Yeah, other teams with no Olympians. Like, how I'm supposed to beat this? Come on now. Then you had the Sparks with Lisa Leslie and some other Olympians, and that's just how it's been. Stewie, Breonna Stewart, we talked about her earlier. Her teammate was Sue Bird. Right? That's not fair. Yeah, and it just goes that way. I remember, Rick, we talked not too long ago about Sylvia Fowles, who's in this. She's being inducted into the Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah.
Sylvia Fowles, her teammate Maya Moore, who had another teammate, Simone Augustus, all Olympians, all Hall of Famers, all cold.
I got a Zeke question. Does Taurasi? Well, we know she's getting a jersey retired. Where is she getting a statue?
Oh, she's definitely getting a statue. She's probably get a statue. I don't know. She should get one at UConn, but if they start doing that at UConn, they gonna run out of space. So they got too many statues.
So nobody got a statue at UConn?
You have to. If they start building statues at UConn, they'll be building for some years because they got a lot of them to put out there. Def should get one at Phoenix.
Okay.
Yeah, she's super loved in Phoenix.
Yeah.
20 years in the desert.
Phoenix, and then get your jersey retired. She definitely getting her jersey retired. So.
Yeah, I like that you brought that segue up. Let's talk men's ball now. It is the last day of February. For to be March Madness. I don't think the Chicago basketball scene is going to have more than one representative in the tournament. U of I is probably the only squad that's going to get out there. I don't think DePaul's going to do anything. Northwestern's definitely not doing anything. I don't know if you UFC. UIC. Oh yeah, the Flame. No. I don't know if you count Notre Dame as an area school, but
they are.
Yeah, man, Indianimals don't count to me, but yeah, they probably get a dance. But U of I, before we talk about their basketball, well, their on the court stuff, and I want to talk about this jersey retirement. A few episodes ago, we talked about people getting their jersey retired and who shouldn't and who should. Terrence Shannon, did you all see that?
Yeah, I didn't even know he was good enough to get his jersey retired.
Well, I mean, beyond that, but when they retired his jersey, they retired it upside down. I think that's a sign to tell you really shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, I didn't. Can you look up Terrence Shannon's accolade? I didn't know he was good enough to. He was a 3-time All-American or something.
No, he wasn't. No,
was he an MOP Final Four? I mean,
no, he wasn't. Come on, man. U of I went to
the Final Four. That was a trick question for all you U of I people.
That was a quick jersey retirement too.
Yeah, I mean,
2 seasons.
He's only there 2 seasons.
2 seasons.
I think 3. He may have been there 3.
I don't know. I thought he was only played at U of I for 2 years.
2. Yeah, he was at Texas Tech.
Oh, he played college 3 seasons. Okay.
2 seasons and U of I retires your jersey. Now, I don't know everybody's requirements, but I know at Carolina, my favorite squad, you only get your jersey retired. You only get your number retired if you're player of the year, conference player of the year, or
he might have been conference player of the year,
or what's the
MOP?
He's
not even that.
He's Big Ten MOP.
That's not a thing.
He was first team All Big Ten.
That's something.
Yeah, okay, that's something. But at North Carolina, you can't get your number retired doing that. You got to be player of the year to get your number retired. That's it.
Yeah, he was not player of the year. He was in college from 2019 to 2024.
A couple of COVID year.
Oh, okay.
A couple of JUCO years, maybe too.
And from what I remember, his gameplay in college, he was cool, but he wasn't D Brown or Darren Williams. I mean,
no,
he wasn't Luther Head out there.
Does D Brown got his jersey retired?
He gotta have his jersey retired, man.
I think they did that recently.
But for Shannon, they did it 24 months.
Yeah, that's crazy.
from the last time he played, give or take. But D Brown, you got to wait 10 years.
What about this annoys you the most? Like, it was so quick.
Besides
I think it's the not necessarily annoying, but it's head scratching. Like you said, he just left the school. His jersey's already up there,
right.
And he was only there 2 years.
And he didn't go to the Final Four.
He didn't even win any real awards. I mean, you don't get a trophy for being All-American. You get a plaque.
Oh, he had the Big Ten tournament single game record for most points scored, 40.
That ain't going.
He broke some Fighting Illini records, single season record for most points, most free throws made, most free throws attempted.
You're not winning.
These are records?
Yeah.
Oh, he tied with D Brown for most 3-pointers in a game, 8.
You're not.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they should have left the jersey upside down now. Hey, just leave it up there.
You can tell U of I is not used to such prestige. They don't retire people's jerseys. That just doesn't happen. D Brown and Darren Williams got it. Darren Williams got to be, his number got to be up there too, right? I would think
so.
Like, he wasn't even Kendall Gill. Like, the disrespect.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Shout out to Terrence. Shout out to Terrence Shannon for getting his jersey retired, even though it was in the most awkward way possible. But it's still confusing to me. Like, if he's getting his jersey retired, I expect them to have a jersey retirement ceremony every season from this point on.
Ayo got his jersey retired.
He does?
He did. Yeah, it just happened.
D Brown, Darren Williams, Luther Head,
James Augustine,
Brian Cook.
Whoa. You said Brian Cook's jersey's retired?
Yes.
No.
Yep.
You're lying. That's not true.
Here. Honored jerseys. 36 players got their jersey retired.
Wow. From
No. Okay, is there a difference? What you're reading do they specify the difference between honored and retired?
Honored is most decorated basketball players in school history by hanging a banner with their name and number from the rafters of the State Farm Center.
Well, that's different because North Carolina got like 50 jerseys honored, but only 5 of them are retired.
Oh,
really? Okay.
Oh, it says honored and it's hanging, so I don't know. Does that mean somebody else can still wear these numbers?
I would surely hope so, because Brian Cook, you ran down Terrence Shannon. What Terrence Shannon did, Brian Cook, all he did was set picks.
No, he was. I think he was all American.
Nick Anderson was only there a year.
No, and Nick Anderson was only there a year.
We'll say 88 to 89. Kenny Battle, Ken Norman, Derek Harper.
Yeah, Derek Harper. Eddie Johnson. Eddie Johnson makes sense.
Houston Rockets. Eddie Johnson.
Jerry Colangelo.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Johnny Red Kerr.
Makes sense.
Dwight Dyke Edelman.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, that's one of those names.
Yeah, we back in the early 1900s now. Kofi Coburn.
He got his jersey retired?
Yeah.
Oh my, Kofi Coburn. Oh my. Oh, he was such a college player. Like
he didn't make it to the league, did he?
He was on some summer teams.
Oh, yeah.
Summer league teams.
So they retire everybody's jersey there.
I'm looking at bracketology, and right now I'm looking at bracketology on CBS for argument's sake. And right now they got Illinois as an 8th seed in the Midwest region. Obviously, that means they're going to play the number 1 seed first round, and that's a smack upside the head automatically. So if that plays out the way that they say it's going to play out, Illinois will be up and out the paint early. But with conference tournament starting soon, could you imagine them going on a run in the Big Ten tournament and improving their stock and maybe not having to see a number 1 seed right out the gate?
No, but I'm biased though. So I mean, I U of I is trash. They're not good. Their culture is bad. They don't have a real stadium. I mean,
what does that mean?
Smells like manure out there. I mean, who's good on U of I? Who's their good player?
Yeah, college guy.
I know. I'm asking Vince. Who's the top guy?
I'll tell you who the top guy is, but first and foremost, Illinois is ranked 7th in the Big Ten, or medium 10 as you call it. Their best player is a cat from Lithuania. I'm not gonna say his name, but he ain't a bum. I mean, 15 points a game for the Fighting Illini. He's out there doing his thing. Got him out there. Well, to go with what you were saying, Rick, I don't necessarily see that in the chips. They're a 10-8 team in the conference, 18-11. Their resume reads a lot like my favorite team's resume, and they're clearly on the bubble. A little bit like your team too, but
no, we're ranked. We're the top 9. We're a top 25 team. We'll be in there.
My bad, I forgot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, with the newcomers in the Big Ten, with the UCLAs and all the other California squads, Oregon's, they're on the bubble too. But it's going to be a long shot for Illinois to make some noise in the Big Ten tournament. But it's March; anything can happen. So stay tuned to that.
Can I pivot off something since we're talking about college? Northwestern. I don't know if you guys read about this or heard about this, but Northwestern had to forfeit and take L's. They had to take L's on their games for not flying out to California during the fires, and they placed the L on Northwestern because they didn't. Wow. For safety reasons, they didn't go out there. Obviously,
right. So why would they give them an L?
They gave them 2 L's
just for not flying out there,
just for not showing up.
So if they flew out there, was the game going to take place?
I assume, but it was a safety precaution where Northwestern didn't want to fly out to California because there was a fire going on.
That's crazy.
So the school, they end up getting them 2 L's for UCLA and USC. Hey, Big Ten, get it together. The committee, get it together, dude.
Yeah, I don't agree with that decision, even though it's in the rule book that if you don't make up your games, it's an automatic L. But I mean, this is a unique circumstance. And not to say that their hands were tied, because they definitely weren't. They could definitely get out there and make them games up. But I put the onus not on the Big Ten. I put it on the ADs of both schools. Like, there's money involved in this. So go ahead and go out there and get that thing done. There's no reason why. I mean, if the campus is open and there's nothing stopping you from rescheduling those games. This whole issue comes down to conferences being too big.
Yeah, I agree.
You wouldn't have this issue if you didn't have to fly across the country to play these games. I'm still not letting anybody off the hook. They could have made these games up. It's always possible. It's always a way. I don't like that they got to take 2 L's for this. Moving forward, lesson learned.
So it's because they didn't make the game up, or because they didn't come out there?
Both.
Both. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I mean,
it makes sense if they don't fly down there. But
I mean, I've made my point.
How long do they get to make the game up?
The committee should get it to you.
Right.
There should be some type of leeway.
Yeah, it should still let it slide.
It was a safety. It was a natural disaster. It wasn't like they didn't want to play them because they were.
I mean, if you go back to COVID, I remember another team that just started saying, we're not gonna play games or whatever. They just automatically just give them L's. Blue Devils. Yeah, they was running away. They was running away from a lot of smoke, and it had nothing to do with no fire. They just ducking smoke. Talking about, we don't want to play any road games because of the disease. I'm like, well, I mean, you can still get sick at home, bro. Yeah. But they didn't get them L's, so they just let them off the hook. But so I'm going to say that this is bias. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
By
the way, UCLA and USC are top ranked women's teams. Northwestern, them taking the L doesn't affect them as far as jockeying for position, as far as brackets, but because they're in last place. I think they were like 9 and 19. They're not good, so it doesn't matter. But
so it all circles back to another point I made earlier, Rick, that even though still women are getting their shine now, we're still not putting them on equal footing with men's sports.
Right. This would never happen on the men's side. Never
would have happened. They'd have made that game up without a second thought.
Yeah.
And they figure, I'm assuming they figure like, hey, you know what? We're not going to fly out there if we don't necessarily need to. I mean, that's a waste of money. You wouldn't have thought that. You wouldn't have been thinking about the economics of it if it was the men's team.
Right.
I'm sure of it. All right. What's the score on that? Hold on. 3. Lakers are playing the Timberwolves right now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's the score?
54-38 Lakers. Second quarter, minute and 40 seconds. Minute and 40 left and a half.
Bron doing that Bron thing? Goatning?
Yeah, Luka and Bron, they both excelling as usual.
Oh yeah, look, LeBron 6 or 7 from the floor, 4 or 5 from 3.
Yeah,
and it's right, like you said, right before halftime. Goat. Goat. I don't know how you all keep letting me get LeBron in these fantasy leagues, man, but another title coming right up.
You say so.
Oh, whoa, I do say so. I definitely do.
I don't think he's sniffed the playoffs.
No, Zeke, man, you gotta get it together, man. We talking playoff talk now.
Get injured. My whole team get injured every season.
A lot of players have been injured, man. Everyone has injuries. It's not
I'm talking about like 3-4 guys.
We all have had 3-4 guys.
Nobody has 3 or 4 guys injured.
Hold on. I drafted Brandon Ingram.
And he ain't played at all. Yeah.
He ain't played since like the first week of December.
Come back.
Come back. No, why would he come back?
Yeah, I told you that. Why would Ingram come back? He's not getting a lather.
No, for the summer. He finna join Unrivaled or something. He finna play. Where he go? What he better play for? He got his wish. He got up out of New Orleans. Now he good. He's like, nah, I'm a chill now.
I wanted to bring up this discussion and pick you guys' thought on this. Is they've been talking about the new face, obviously, with LeBron and Curry and Durant, in their sunset years playing wise.
Is he? Are they?
I mean, I don't think Curry and LeBron can play for 10 more years.
No, they can't. But I mean, LeBron's 6 of 8 right now, and Curry had a 56-point game today. So
it's just true.
12 threes.
I mean, I'll put it this way: they have they're closer to retirement than anything else. But, they've asked this question about Ant Edwards being the face of the league, and what are y'all thoughts about that? As Ant, his answer is pretty much is shying away from the limelight of being the face of the NBA. And are they making a big deal, Super Crow? Are they making a big ordeal about quote unquote the face of the, because I thought the face of the NBA usually comes organically.
Right. Nobody says, "Hey, do you want to be the face of the league?" Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I think that all the the LeBrons, the Jordans, who else would we say? LeBron, Jordan, a little bit of Kobe. They all weren't. It wasn't like someone said, "Yo, we want you to be the face of the NBA." It just happened.
Yeah.
So, and then you get the debates of like SGA, he can't be the face because he's not American. It's just a whole bunch of nonsense. So, I just wanted to get you guys' thoughts on that as everyone's talking about that.
I think it's fine that he says, "Yeah, I don't want to be the face of the league." Because then when it was brought up to KD, he's like, "Yo, what is the face of the league?" They couldn't even give him an answer.
Right. Is it endorsement deals? Is it,
And then Ant-Man, he's all over a bunch of commercials. He's kind of everywhere, so it's not like he might already be the face of the league. He's everywhere.
Well, I think we all know what the face of the league is, right? It's the guy that, it's what LeBron was from 08-ish till still now. You're that guy that they run out segments for on First Take for no other reason. It's the off season. They're still talking about you. That's the face of the league.
You gotta be squeaky clean on and off the court.
Do you?
Jordan was squeaky.
Jordan was, shadow banned.
Wasn't no social media back then.
True. Iverson wasn't squeaky clean.
Yeah, but the Sun Times was on his ass.
Social media back then. Ant-Man got 5 baby mamas.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to be a Tyreek Hill of the league. That's crazy. Tyreek Hill, he's a jackrabbit, man.
He's got
can't be the face of the league and your baby mama leaking your texts saying, "Hey, I don't want the kid. Get the abortion." You can't be the face of the league with that.
You definitely can't be paying for abortion.
He ain't coming out saying, "Yo, these texts is not me." He just going along with it. He ain't saying nothing about it.
He apologized.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's him. That's him. You say, "Yeah, I pay for the abortion." That's me. They know me at Planned Parenthood.
Wemby is. I would say. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say, yeah. I mean, to further my point, I mean, we know what the face of the league is, right? I mean, there's no added remuneration for it. To KD's point, KD's basically saying it doesn't matter because I mean, you don't get anything else from this, but there you do get something for it. It's called clout. You definitely get the clout. You definitely get the badge of honor, and we know athletes love that badge of honor. They like wearing the crown. Heaviest they had that wears the crown, and everybody's going for the crown. You don't get nothing but added attention when you wear the crown. Shout out to my boy Marlo from The Wire. But it's your turn to wear it, right? You want it, and everybody wants it. So while KD can say it's irrelevant, it's definitely not irrelevant because these young boys, they definitely want to be the face of the league. And to the point of who is it? It's a great question. Does the face of the league have to be American, like you said, Rick? If he does, I mean, I don't agree that he has to do either. I mean, because the NBA is going out of their way to make the game less American.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
by definition, if you're going by what they're saying is squeaky clean image, then I would say the guy that fits that is SGA or Wemby.
Yeah.
SGA.
It would definitely go right up. It would definitely fit for it to be Wemby. And we can come back and talk about the San Antonio Spurs in a second. But for this conversation, it would be great for the league if it was to be Wemby. But I think he would have to climb over, so to speak, some other players. Joker has 3 MVPs, but I don't think his persona leans into being the face of the league, right? I mean, because let's think of some other players from eras ago that were great. Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan would never be face of the league. Not because he was playing in an era with Kobe and Shaq, but because he just didn't have that. He didn't have that gravitas, right? He didn't have that. He didn't have the marketability to be face of the league because that matters.
Yeah,
that matters. Like again, what you said, who decides who's the face of the league? Your partners, your marketing team, they decide. Yeah, Nike chooses you.
Mm-hmm.
Nike chose Kobe to be the face, and they pushed him to be that way. Same thing for Jordan, and same thing for LeBron. So the real answer to the question is, who does Nike like?
Yeah, 5, 4. Another concern I have is that like Paul George, the Gen Zs of the world, they are pushing Paul George as the greatest player, as a GOAT.
Hey man, that's their favorite player.
So many other players. There's so many examples.
Cayenne Anthony, favorite. Brandon Miller says
you can pick so many players that's better than Paul George. I don't get it. I don't understand the.
They're not as smooth as Paul George though.
T-Mac was smooth.
That's before their time.
No one can lose a game and look as effort. No one can lose a game as effortlessly as Paul George.
Like shooting off the side of the backboard. Okay.
He did that.
He never looks phased.
He never did. Yeah, you're right. He never looks phased. Not at all.
No, not when he's throwing his teammates under the bus. Not when he's blaming Doc for playoff losses. Not when he's cheating on Doc's daughter. I mean, he's never phased. Never phased.
He didn't look phased when he was blaming his podcast and saying he's going to take a break.
He did that all in stride. Like a perfect Euro step. He's saying in late February, I'm gonna take a break from podcasting to focus on getting my body right and lead this team to a championship. Hey, Paul, I don't know if you knew this or not, but JoJo started the season hurt, pushed the reporter, got suspended, and it's been a long season for the Sixers. Tyrese Maxey was hurt. You were hurt. The opportunity to, buckle down and grind to lead this team to a championship is it now? Is it now? That was a long time ago.
Right.
And now it's the point where Philly was better off. They're better off tanking. Because if their pick is, I don't know if it's been widely reported or not, but if their pick is in the top 6, they keep it. If that pick ends up, 7th or worse, that pick is going to guess the team.
The Bulls.
Oklahoma City.
There you go. OKC gets another top 10 pick. You'll love to see that, right?
Another question about the face of the league. Is there an age limit? You got to be young to be the face of the league?
You can't be 30 plus.
Really?
You can't be KD. No.
Giannis can't be the face of the league?
His time passed.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's time. I think that's a good shout because again, when we talked about the All-Star break and all that, the All-Star game and all that stuff, right? Like, who was this for? Who was the league actually marketing to, right? They're marketing to Gen Z and Gen Alpha. They're marketing, that's why you see Mr. Beast and Kai Cenat and Drew out there. I don't know who none of them dudes is, right? But it ain't for me. They're not trying to market to me. They already know they got my eyeballs during playoff time and during special events. They're trying to get the kids. So the face of the league has to be for them as well. If I was a guess, if I was to put something on it to be the next face of the league, it's definitely SGA. Joker's too old, even though he's deserving. Yeah, Giannis is too old, even though he's deserving.
Luka's not. He doesn't have the appeal.
Well, I mean, he's in LA, so he should get it now. I mean, they've been always hyping him up to be the next guy to lead the league. And even though he's fat and beer drinker now, but
he really don't care about. Yeah, he don't care about being.
I mean, he's
been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, he don't care for real.
And it's that bro culture, man. He might, people might lean into that.
This is irking me too. Like, it really grinds my gears. I'm tired of the aura of SGA. Like, oh my god, the aura. I'm really annoyed by that. Like, he's a smooth player. Like, no Diddy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's more than this. It's off the court.
Dude, I don't need the press the post game where they go shut up. I don't need the towel over the reporter. Enough. All right.
You don't like the group interviews.
Cut the crap, Bucko. Like, let's cut it. Like,
you don't like his drip, man? I mean, what's up?
His drip is not for me.
It's not for you, man. I mean, that drip is crazy, though, man.
That drip is crazy.
Hey, man,
way out of my price range for real.
And he's got a skims deal. So I mean, maybe he is the face of the league.
Yeah.
He's branching out.
He seems like liked among his peers around the NBA. Like, he seems like he's respected.
Mm-hmm.
You never really hear anyone badmouth SGA.
They haven't. Well, if they don't make it to the finals this year, you might start to see that coming, and then that's when you've arrived. When you start getting hate because you didn't do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, the SGA hate ain't there yet.
Yeah, he has no hate at all.
They get rough first round.
They let them lose to the Lakers in the second round. That's when it's gonna start. You know what they're gonna start doing? They're gonna start calling him James Harden. Free throw merchant, all that. Choker.
He's good in the regular season, not when it counts.
I would say if he gets out, if he get knocked out of the first or second round, like, they got to make the conference finals or the finals.
This is his last chance.
Yeah, like, he has to make the finals or conference finals in order for not to put stench on his name. If he get knocked out in the first round or the second round, it's going to be stench. But you get knocked out in the conference finals, and let's say he loses to the Lakers, it won't be as bad. Or if he loses in the finals,
they'll probably have to see the Lakers in the second round.
Okay, well, I haven't looked at the standings, but yeah, if they go to the WCF, and it's only a few teams. If they lose to Denver, it's not going to be bad. They have to make the OKC has to make the WCF. They have to. They can't make it. It can't be anything. Anything else would be a disappointment. They can make the finals even and lose. That's fine, but they can't get ousted in the first round.
Who do you think could beat them in the Western Conference Finals?
If that was to happen, Houston, no. Minnesota, no. I think there's only two teams. It's the Lakers and Denver.
I think they got Denver. I think they smoking Denver. I think they smoking the Lakers too.
Really? So Dallas. What about Dallas? Who's your team?
Dallas is losing in the first round.
So they're just going to the finals. You got them.
I think Memphis is the only team that could might take them to 6.
Memphis has the defense. They don't have a go-to guy, and Ja's hasn't shown that this year.
I don't think Ja's game is mature enough to really start to say that he can put a team on his back and do stuff like that. And especially in that time of year. But like you said, they have the defense, they have the experience. They definitely know how to do things in May. They've played that type of basketball before. They know how to grind games out. They know how to pull out no Diddy. They know how to pull out tough games in the playoffs. So I can see them being the team that can, test OKC, give them the test. But I don't think I think the West, other than OKC, I think the West is wide open. I think all those teams are really all the same, to be honest. And I think OKC, if they lose to anybody, it's a disappointment.
Yeah, they've been dominating all regular season. You dominate all regular season and losing the playoffs.
Well, going by Phil Jackson's, and I don't know if you guys know about this, Phil Jackson's 40-20 rule. Yeah, 40-20 rule. You win 40 games before you lose 20. You have more chance to make the finals. So all the final winners have been the teams that won 40 games before they even lose 20 games. They're on track. Yeah, they're on 11 losses. Yeah, they're on track to go into the finals. All those teams that have the 40-20, they usually go to the finals.
So it's going to be Cleveland versus OKC in the finals.
Yeah. Who you think? Cleveland. Who you got? Cleveland, OKC.
I got OKC.
Of course you do. You've got skin in the game. I got OKC as well.
So OKC is already taking their lumps in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like Cleveland is taking their lumps in the playoffs.
OKC did too, didn't they?
Cleveland has taken lumps, but OKC really hasn't. They're like, you wouldn't put Houston and say they're like, I don't trust Houston. I think Houston could lose in the first round.
Nobody believes in Houston.
No, because that team overall, I mean, they got Van Fleet, but that team, the Jalen Greens, they have to take their lumps. I've always told you that. That's consistent. You always got to take your lumps before the ascension.
So we don't believe in Houston or Clippers.
Well, I think. No, come on, the Clippers, bro. When is this Clipper thing will be done? I mean, because I'm about sick of it.
They're in sixth place, man.
Our whole life, the Clippers have been ass. Our whole life, the Clippers have been an ass franchise, and now they got a couple of overrated players. We keep tricking ourselves and believing this every year. The Clippers are not doing anything. They're not.
So we're overlooking Golden State. No, Golden State with Jimmy Butler, number 10.
Listen. I don't even believe Golden State is making the playoffs.
Man, come on, man. Relax.
They're seventh now.
You relax. Calm down.
They're gonna be in the play-in, and I don't think they get out of the play-in.
I think Clippers are going to. I think they're going to take Clippers' spot.
They could easily do that.
Easily.
Yeah,
easily.
They got the same amount of wins right now.
Dude.
They both got 32 wins.
Hey, mark it. And this is not even a hot take. The Dubs
and they on a 5-game winning streak.
You all watch the same Golden State team for 4 months, and now they get Jimmy buckets. Now you think, I
didn't say title,
Jimmy.
Yeah, playoff. You love Jimmy. Oh, he culture.
I do.
He's bringing the heat culture to the Dubs.
I do.
Big face coffee.
Yeah. I do put on for Jimmy's playoff excellence, right? But I don't know if that matters for Golden State. I think it might be too little, too late. By the time the lights get on, I just don't see it. I don't think Golden State has enough outside of Jimmy and Steph to do this.
You got Kuminga.
Come on now. I got Kuminga. I got Draymond, whatever's left of him, and Bogdatsky.
You got Bahamas' finest, Buddy Hield.
One of the most overrated players in the league. Yeah, I'm looking at you.
Don't you like Buddy Hield? You always betting.
No, I don't like him.
You always betting Buddy Hield.
No, I'm not, because he always killing my parlay. I don't bet him.
Oh, okay.
He's on the no bet list.
He is?
I'm not betting Buddy Hield. Because he'll have a game when I don't bet him. Oh, man, Buddy Hield 7 threes. Oh, man, let me bet him for 2 next game. He'll go 0 for 6.
So he's the same as Paul George.
No, I'm not betting on Paul George.
Yeah, I'm not betting.
Maybe in the playoffs. If they make the playoffs somehow, maybe.
You betting his unders?
Maybe.
Wow.
You betting his unders? Speaking of the playoffs and Philadelphia 76ers, they're out tanking the Bulls right now. The Bulls are still in playoff contention. Still. They traded away
they got belief.
Four. Is that what
Gosh, man, we could play with anybody.
He said that for real?
Yeah. After the last
said that?
game, I think. He's like, man, we believe we can play with anybody.
When it was that after they beat the Sixers, who they need to be when they beat the Sixers by 53 points?
I think so.
Or was that after they lost to the Clippers?
I think I think it was the most recent game. Might have been the Clippers.
Yeah. So they lost to the Clippers. They put up a good fight. I mean, even though this is basketball, not horseshoes, right? They put up a good fight against the Clippers. They lost by, was it 5?
Yeah, it was pretty close game.
I know Giddey had a double-double. He had 20 and 12, I think it was. Dalen Terry had another good game.
Jonah.
And Kobe, my boy Kobe, he put somebody in a bucket again.
Yeah.
Again. Poster Kobe.
Dunking this year. He's got like 3 dunks in his career.
And they all posters. Yeah. Put them in a bucket. Which one of these games is most Bulls? Them destroying the Sixers or them losing, close game to the Clippers?
I mean, well, they were supposed to beat the Sixers because he wasn't playing.
Well, playoff P was playing. Playoff P was playing. Maxey was playing. Oubre was playing.
That's the game that the Bulls usually lose.
Well, Embiid wasn't there.
Right.
They always lose when Embiid is.
But they was on the road.
But only beating Embiid once in his career.
Sorry, Hachimura just went to the locker room.
Oh, that's big. He's the
right after a fast break dunk.
He's the Jokic stopper. That's big. They need him. But back to the Bulls. Rick, do you think which one is the real Bulls? Is what I'm trying to get at. Is it the game in which they beat the Sixers by? They had a 53-point lead. They had 7 guys in double figures, including Dalen Terry.
That ain't the Bulls.
That's not the Bulls.
That's not the Bulls. But losing to the Clippers when they let James Harden had like 7 threes.
Yeah, that's the Bulls.
Mm-hmm. Dagger at the end.
Yeah.
If that's the Bulls, how in the world can they almost and right there make it so that the Central Division has 5 playoff teams?
Well,
postseason teams. I'm sorry, postseason teams.
If you're a guy that likes to look ahead at the schedule, the Bulls' schedule going forward is kind of daunting. So, I mean, hopefully we can get those losses piling in. That take that I have is I want them to pick a lane. I don't want them to win games so they can get the best pick lottery pick. So with that being said, hopefully they can continue to lose. And I know it's hard for Billy Donovan because he's a coach that wants to win and he's a professional and he's trying to instill some type of culture. I mean, he is. With that being said, you want them to still lose. I mean, I know it's a dicey proposition in developing your players but yet losing. Trying your hardest but yet still taking the L. You know what I'm saying? Giving it your all, but still, we want you to lose by 3.
Right.
It's kind of hard. So it's kind of difficult to do to master.
How? So do you think they can lose more than the Nets? The Nets have been losing all season.
Yeah.
The Nets came into the season trying to lose, and they're right there, to the point where. I don't know, man. It's a race to who. I think it's a game of hot potato. No one wants this last postseason spot.
I think Philly is gonna. Philly is supremely talented than the Bulls. I think that they'll be able to just win games. Tyrese Maxey is a competitor, and I think that he's gonna will his team to at least.
They just asked him about that too. He's like, whenever I lace him up, I'm going out there.
Yeah, Tyrese, and out of all the players that's contending for the last playoff spot, Tyrese Maxey is the best player out of all those teams. So I think he can will his team to victories.
Cam Thomas about to come back though. Brooklyn.
They might keep him out because they don't care.
So we can agree that the last spot is between Bulls, Brooklyn, and Philly.
I don't even think Brooklyn.
Not Toronto, Charlotte, Washington. They ain't gonna.
I don't even think Brooklyn. I think it comes down to the Bulls and Sixers. I don't even think Brooklyn.
Brooklyn ahead of Philly by 1 game, but
I think it's really between the Bulls and Sixers. And you know what? The Bulls play Toronto tomorrow, and they're gonna win. They're gonna beat Toronto. Yeah, they're playing at home. You know, Matas might get 21-8. You know what I'm saying? Like, but shout out to Matas though. Everyone in the NBA is raving about him. The KDs of the world, they're saying he's gonna be a stud.
It's only, you know what? It's only because he's from the Ignite. You know, so I mean, if he took the traditional path to the league, they went to school or whatever, I don't think anybody would be on him like that. Because he went to Ignite, I think it's like a little brotherhood type of stuff they got going on with all these all the league guys. Podcast P, he hyping Mike, KD and the rest of them. I think that plays a lot into it. Not taking anything away from Matas. I think he's going to have a bright future with another team after the Bulls eventually trade him away.
I.e. marketing.
That's Bulls.
Yeah, now that's Bulls. You asked what is Bulls? That's Bulls. He does good the next 3 years, and then they trade him away. And speaking of trading away, shout out to Pat Williams for not getting traded away and being out for the rest of the year.
I thought he played this last game.
No, Pat Williams.
Nah, he was out.
He's out. He's out. He's gonna be looked at in 2 weeks.
When the season's over, hopefully, fingers crossed.
I don't get it about him. Zeke said he's not a bust though. But
whoa, how was he not?
He hurt. You can't call him a bust if he hurt.
Yes, you can.
Nah.
Yes, you can. You can easily say it. Sam Bowie, bust. Poster child for bust. He was hurt.
He was hurt. Yeah. 9 points and 2 rebounds.
He never had any full seasons. Well, if you're hurt all the time, then your career ends, and you can say, yeah, you're a bust. So Pat has had he's played some full seasons.
What are you holding on to? He scorned you. Like, dude, you've expected this. You're not going to get it. And you got to live with it. Pat Williams is not Kawhi Leonard part. Duh. It's not happening.
What if Pat Williams can come around and have a Keith Van Horn career? Would that be okay? I mean, he's still a bust.
He's not. Keith Van Horn made an all-star team.
Whoa, yeah, Pat is never making an all-star team.
Well, that's a bust thing. You can't get drafted top 10 and not make an all-star team. At least one.
I'm sure it's a lot of top 10s that's never made the all-star team.
Well, those are a lot of busts.
DeAndre Hunter's not a bust, but okay.
There's still time.
He's a solid player.
He got the platelet-rich plasma injection to address tendonitis in the right knee. Will be evaluated in 2 weeks. Yep.
Which means if you're evaluated in 2 weeks, even if you're ready to go, they're going to say we'll give you another week to get acclimated with the court and do some drills.
Evaluated in 2 weeks don't mean he back in 2 weeks.
No,
exactly. You got to have a rehab period too.
Ain't gonna come back.
You got to build up. And what's the word?
They get a lather.
Yeah,
you gotta play. Oh, he did 5-on-5 in practice today. Oh, he's lather. He's revving up.
That's what Mitchell Robinson doing.
Yeah, a 2-year lather. Like Derrick Rose.
Like actually for real, like Julius Randle. Like Randle right now is he's capable of playing, but right now he's like doing 5-on-5.
I forgot he was hurt. What happened to him?
Groin.
Oh, okay. Well, you gotta take it easy with the groin.
Yeah, you do. You gotta take it easy with the groin, huh?
Sensitive area.
Take it slow.
So, sports life and hip hop. What else do you all have coming up?
Buns and basketball.
Oh yeah, you had a Buns and basketball video, man. How was that?
Pandemonium. Stop.
Well, you'll see when the video comes out.
It was pandemonium.
We got some footage, but it's not the full Monty.
Yeah, don't you hate that, man? As a creator, and I'm gonna let the peek behind the curtains a little bit, man. Doing this thing without a team it's kind of, it gets kind of annoying. I'm out there watching spring training, and I had all intentions to get content out of this. First time going to see a spring training game for the Cubs, or anybody in that matter, and I wanted to get content out of it, but it didn't work out that way. I had I had my harness for my camera and everything, but it was the content I did get. It doesn't meet my the levels that I would like. But one day we'll have a squad. We can get that content everywhere we go.
Mm-hmm. Also, we're interviewing an entrepreneur. She's a great chef, and we're going to talk to her about her journey and what made her become a chef.
Some of the best food I've ever had. I definitely can't wait for that. Hopefully she brings some food to the recording, because I'm going to be there. I'll be in the building.
Yeah, she is. She says she is. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna come early. I'm gonna get mine first.
we got buns. We got interview with entrepreneur, and we got some other stuff lined up.
Exotica right around the corner too. So
yeah, Exotica.
We're booked and busy.
Yeah.
So y'all got buns and biscuits coming up coming up. Sports Life and Hip Hop. I like it, man.
Yeah.
Check that out.
At SLHH Pod. Sports Life and Hip Hop on YouTube. You can find us everywhere.
Subscribe.
Also available on TikTok. Check them out.
Yeah. I don't know the handle, but that's Channel 7's department.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to this latest edition from the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel. Whether you listen to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or watch it on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, share with a friend, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a drop. And all my homies from Chicago, we say 3 things: bear down, go Cubs go, and sell the team, Jerry.